What's up, everyone? Today we're here at a local club around home. I have my hunting bow and the arrows that I just built on Sunday. We are going to now shoot them through paper, make sure the bow is paper tuned. I'm going to check my peep height, tie that in, and then we're going to get to shooting this bow, this setup, and these arrows at distance to make sure these arrows fly and group well and everything's ready to go. Okay, so for a little bit, knock low. So I'm gonna make a rest adjustment down. So this week, I retied my D-loop to ensure that my D-loop was good for these knocks because this is a new arrow that I'm shooting this year. And I didn't really pay any attention to my knock height right now, but I believe I'm running pretty level, so I have some room to go a couple clicks down and run just a skosh knock high, which is not a bad thing. It's pretty standard on most bows, but specifically Matthews. So I'm running the Matthews QAD rest with micro adjust, and I'm just going a couple clicks down, tighten that back up, and we'll shoot one more. Same thing, so I'm gonna try a couple more clicks. Just to make sure that knock height's good. When I'm tuning, I'm not scared to go a few clicks on my rest, but I never want my knock height or my center shot to drastically change. So I'm running just ever bit so slightly knock high. All right, so we've moved it down a handful of clicks now, so we're gonna see what happens. All right, so now that we've paper tuned the bow, we're gonna get a solid 20 mark, and then we'll slowly move back, work our way back from there, and see how everything groups. I would say that is a pretty solid 20-yard mark. Now I'm gonna go pull those, and then when I come back, I'm going to mark that and move back to 30, and then we'll go from there. All right, now we are gonna set some arrows at 30. All right, so I have a pile of arrows down there. I have a couple that are low or a couple that are left and some that are good. So we're gonna pull those and then we're gonna shoot 3 more at 30 and solidify that mark. So in the process of me doing this, the club that I'm shooting at here, I'm kind of on a side hill where I'm sighting in. So it makes it a little bit tricky having to deal with my bubble, but it's also not an awful thing because this is a hunting bow. And so it's helping me see, like, I can, if I feel like I'm fighting my bubble a lot, I can play with my bars, I can play with my weights, I can play with the first axis on my sight, set that to maybe where it's a little more comfortable for me. But it's kind of nice, like, I feel like I'm fighting my bubble a little bit right now, but that's good intel on potential changes that I could make. All right, so those look pretty decent. Good enough to call a rough 30 mark. So we're gonna go pull those, set that, and move back to 40. Hold that one a little bit. We have a rough 40 mark, so now we're gonna shoot 3 or 4 arrows to just finalize that mark and make sure everything's good. It's always an adjustment for me that I have to get used to because I shoot a target bow like 7-8 months out of the year. So then having to pick up the hunting bow with short bars and less weight is always a little bit of a struggle. All right, they are all pretty much there, so I'm gonna call that a mark. Go pull those and then shoot 50 and 60. Not the finest group, but it'll do for a 40-yard mark. All right, so now we have a rough mark at 50, so we're gonna shoot 3 just to see how they group and make sure it's good enough. All right, I have one that's left, but I still feel like I'm fighting my bubble a little bit because I'm shooting uphill. So I'll probably have to adjust my third axis somewhat too, but for right now I'm calling that good enough and I will move to 60. So, not the best 50 mark, but like I said, this is my first day really getting behind my hunting bow and consistently shooting it. And I'm sighting in on some hilly, uphill, side hill stuff. So today's a good what I need to work on, which is I should probably go over my third axis again on my sight, maybe play with my bars a little bit, and definitely put more time behind the hunting bow. Okay, so we got a rough paper tune, got some rough marks. Now I'm gonna shoot it for a little bit. In the next video, we're gonna level the sight, finalize the setup, and start shooting broadheads. Thank you for watching today. If you like what you see so far, subscribe and we'll see you next time.